to Shine with Marilena Cortez and Mark Sedgwick. Today is another great day to shine bright. No matter what you're going through, our topic today will be overcoming challenges or anything that gets in your way. We have a super special guest, Carl Williams, who is a wheelchair rugby athlete, a super dad of 4 kids, and also a great community leader, always shining his light everywhere he goes. So welcome, Carl, and hello, Mark.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm glad to have you on, Carl, on the show today. It's been a long way coming since the last time I played wheelchair rugby. I feel like I'm saying this again for some reason, but you know, yeah. I mean, I feel so excited, man, to dive into the topic of overcoming obstacles in our life, hearing a little bit about your story. And, you know, I want to talk a little bit about how we met through my sister. Shout out to my sister, Alexis, for connecting me and Carl and connecting me to the beautiful sport of wheelchair rugby, which this guy, Carl, when I first met him, I was really blown away by his attitude, his energy, his passion towards the sport. So I noticed that really early on. And my sister even told me on the phone call when I called her earlier to talk, because I was telling her that I'm having a podcast with you. And if she had any insight, kind of stories to share that I could share on the air. And she was like, you know what? I don't know. Carl seemed to really gravitate towards you, Mark. I don't know. I've never seen him do that to people. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the energy I got for the sport too. Maybe we both recognize, you know, so.
But I love what he just told us about Alexis. What did you say, Carl? That she's a what?
She's a beast. I love Mark, but man, it's just a beast, man. She's a beast. I mean, she get the ball on the court, man. It's a problem. You want to double team her. She's really good. So,
she was so passionate about learning from you guys and getting involved and being there, being present when she went out there, that she inspired many of us, including me. I actually got to go out there one of the weekends and get on the wheelchair and play. And from that day on, I never got on it again because I have a lot of respect for that sport. I need to, you know, become stronger. And then ironically, I got sick the next year. I had cancer. So I went through a whole different, you know, overcoming my barrier with that illness. But I overcame it. I became stronger. But you guys have inspired me like 120, 150% to not give up, you know, and life is what we make it. So we got to move forward, and no matter the challenges of life, we got to keep on going. But I'm glad you said that about Alexa, because she was like, I don't know, you know, I don't know how people view me, so I love that you said that she's a beast. So thank you.
Yeah, she's really good.
Very hard.
You know, much respect to her. You know, I enjoy everybody that comes out and, you know, interact with us and take time out their day to come out and just enjoy a different sport. You know, I can't do nothing but take my hat off to them. Like, man, we appreciate them coming out. They enjoy themselves and we enjoy ourselves. And so I'm happy that they do it.
And you know what? Big
shout out to all the kids from U of H.
Yeah. Big shout out to all the kids over there at U of H, man. The youngsters over there putting in work and dedicating themselves to an awesome cause, an awesome sport, with an awesome ferocity within the sport. You know, it's literally called murder ball for a reason, because of the intensity, the energy that the players bring. And even though they may be disabled or an adaptive athlete, they don't care. They don't let that stop them. They let that fuel them to be even more intense and passionate towards their goal.
You know what, Mark? I had told my wife that, man, when I first started playing, I was like, man, those guys, man, the attitude is just, I'm like, man, because I wasn't used to it. And she was like, baby, there's no difference. They're just in a chair. They're just in a chair. But the attitude, that's a grown man. So he has all the emotions, all that aggressiveness, all that, they have it still. So once I started playing, I'm like, okay, you know, we're all the same, bro. We just get around. We just run in a different way. I'll just say that. We get around a different way. That's it. But everything else is the same.
I love that you said we're all the same, because when you're out there, you're all equals. Everybody just works with their different strengths their different gifts and their different personalities, because some are more aggressive than others too. And I love that. The energy that you feel when you go to a wheelchair rugby game, it's phenomenal. It's like, I would leave there just with all this adrenaline just from watching you guys play, and it was good.
Right.
It was good.
You know what's crazy is like off the court, they're so sweet. I shouldn't say that, but off the court, they're so sweet, man. We laugh and we tell each other, I love you, and we hang out. It's totally different from on the court. On the court, you'd be like, man, those guys. But off the court, we're real cool. We're brothers. It's a family. And that's what I really enjoy about playing.
That's beautiful.
It's just a brotherhood.
Yeah, man. And that's something that you can't get unless you're put into these almost warlike situations that you know, it's that kind of intensity. You know, it's like you're going to battle with your people. You know what I'm saying? When you're out there, I know what it's like, because I was a referee and I watched these people, like how biased they were towards their team. You know, it's like, well, wait, that call was really theirs. Like, you're being kind of ridiculous. You know, people would really push, and it's like, well, that's what I would do for my brother. You know, so I mean, I understand.
Yeah, man.
You know, for me, watching you guys from a distance, and then seeing all the different people, from the volunteers who give their time, who go there to learn, and you know, kind of to get full of that energy as well, because they need to see it and watch you guys play. I think one of the main things, or one of the most important ingredients for overcoming anything, is a change of heart, a change of mentality. Switching your brain into a positive mode, right? And then creating your heart, changing your heart in a way that you're more open, more forgiving, more, you know, you put up with a lot more things that you usually wouldn't put up with. And that is awesome. Again, I noticed that. So tell me, what do you love? What got you really motivated to continue to start to do it, and then to stay on it for all these years?
Okay, well, when I first saw it, I was like anybody who see it, and they hear the chairs hitting each other, and it's a loud noise. So I was like, man, yo, I don't want to do that. It seems like I'm gonna get hurt. So I said no. And Hannah kept kind of like bringing me in, and she's like, just come out on a Saturday. So I came on a Saturday, tried it out, fell in love. I love to play football. So when I was a kid, I played football on the street, and I would take my legs off and get out there and just, you know, run around and play football. Sorry about that.
You good.
And they would throw the football, and we would run up and down the driveway or the grass or the street, and we do all that. So I've always liked football. So when I started playing rugby, it reminded me of football. So when I got in there, I was like, man, I love it. They threw the ball, I could catch it. So I was kind of like a wide receiver, so I liked that part. I got the ball, I can maneuver with the ball, so I'm like a running back. So I'm like, okay, I like that part. Then you play defense. So I'm like, man, this is perfect for me. So once I started playing, I loved every minute of it. And I've never played like a team sport in high school due to being disabled. I lost my legs at 11 months. So I never had the chance to actually join a team, play little league football or anything. So once I got there, I just fell in love with it, you know, and I'll never stop playing until I'm like physically unable to play. Yeah,
and that's how it should be, until the wheels fall off, you know, literally.
Exactly.
You know, until the wheels fall off.
Exactly, bro.
Like, you know, we got to do it. It's the marathon mindset. You know, if you really love what you're doing, you'll do it. It's a great practice. You know, it's a great sport because of that reason, and it's perfect for you, perfect for people like me as well, who love intensity and love even football. You know what I'm saying? For you, it's your world, football. You know what I'm saying? It's your level, it's your style. You know what I'm saying? That's Carl's way of fulfilling his childhood dream. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And that's how I look at it. Like, man, bro, I'm Hopkins, I'm Watson, you know what I mean? I'm Michael Irvin. I'm all those guys that I used to like as a kid. I'm Deion Sanders out there on that court. That's how I feel. And I'm pretty sure other guys feel the same way, man. You know, being disabled I think you just have this mindset as limitations, like, yo, I can only do this, especially for myself, because when I was a kid, I didn't know anyone else that were disabled. So when I came to West Gray, it was like a whole different world. It made me feel like you ever go somewhere, Mark, and it's like, man, I'm like the hat you have on, like I'm the only one with this hat on. No one has this hat. It's just only me. And then you go somewhere and everybody has the hat on. That's how I felt when I went to West Gray. It's like everyone looked to me. They look like me. They could relate to me. I can relate to them. They tell me the issues they having, I can understand where they're coming from. And that was just mind blowing because I had spent 30 something years being the only disabled person I knew. So yeah,
I
it's
love that
crazy.
community center. I love West Gray Community Center. And I actually have some friends, including Miss Tina Williams, who we just interviewed not too long ago, who goes there. But, you know, it's so important for us as parents to, we don't help find our kids' passion or discover their passion, guide them through that passion. And sometimes when our kids are different, Mark was super hyper, always be getting in trouble. And I, as a parent, I had to find, okay, how do I channel my kid's energy into good and channel his energy into discovering what he loves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad you found a place where you felt like everybody was wearing the same hat kind of thing, you know? You didn't feel disconnected. And we have to do that with our kids, no matter how different they are, because not one kid is the same as another, even in a regular setting, you know? We all have to find and guide our kids to help them channel that energy and discover those gifts, because you ended up discovering a gift and you can play football, but you are playing wheelchair rugby. And
Right.
it's probably even more intense, because I've been to football games and I didn't feel that adrenaline and that punch of energy that I felt at the wheelchair rugby games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Like,
Man, big shout out to everybody at West Gray. Miss Williams, she's real sweet. Every time I came in, she's always, hey, how you doing, Carl? She's real sweet. Shout out to Hannah, another great person. Big shout out to Chuck. Everybody over there, as far as staff-wise that I've met, awesome people. Even the people that come in that are using like the weight rooms or whatever, real genuine people. I love everybody that go over there, man. It's such a positive vibe over there. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to open back up so we can start back practicing and playing, and you know, I may get Mark, you know, in summer league or something, you know.
Yeah.
So you guys are not getting together at all during COVID, right? So what's a way that you're channeling that energy? Are you going out there just maybe playing on your own, maybe shooting some basketballs? How are you compensating that time that you are not able to go to the community center there on West Gray?
We every now and then we might meet up and do a little something at like a parking lot or a school or something like that. But not having West Gray is huge. It's huge because when you're doing it outside, you're dealing with if it's cold, if it's hot, if it's raining. Okay, we can't go today because it's raining, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we're able to do that. At one point, Hannah had started like this little who can get the most miles in a wheelchair. So I guess you go to a park and just push. I did it in my neighborhood. So I was just pushing around my whole neighborhood, and I didn't win, but somebody else won. This dude went crazy. He went crazy. I was like, man, I can't beat it. He went crazy. So yeah, but we was doing that, which was awesome. I really like that, and I'm just looking forward to getting back to normal.
That's awesome. Because you know what? I always say, if you don't like it, change it. So if you don't like the fact that right now during COVID, a lot of us have to stay home. We have to work from home. We have to do homework from home. It's boring. So if we don't like it, we need to change it, right? So we got to do something about it. And that's exactly what, how big and beautiful changes have happened around the world, because people are actually changing a situation they don't like. And sometimes we sit there, we pout, we complain. But hey, let's stop, think, put your ideas on paper, or just go and say, you know what, I had this idea, I'm gonna call some friends, I'm gonna go out there, maybe get together at somebody's court, in somebody's yard, or somebody's or at a park.
It was a big lesson. It was a big lesson, man. It was a big lesson. We learned a big lesson last year. That is that this world can go on without us, and we need to respect it, and we need to respect each other, and understand that it's okay to see things differently. I don't have to like the same colors you like, but I do need to respect that you like that color. And it's the same thing for you. And with COVID, it taught us that, hey man, at any moment, any one of us can get sick and pass away from something that we cannot see and we cannot physically fight. And it allowed us to sit home and get closer, even with our family. And I think there's a lesson to be learned in this, and we need to really pay attention to it. Like, yeah, it was bad, but every time something bad happens, there's a lesson to learn inside of it. So you might go through something, but there's gonna be something that you would take from it. Like, okay, man, it happened. I didn't like it, but I did learn something from it. You know? So that's how I view the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, and you know, like I like to say, every time I go through a tough time, or like even on like the basketball court, you know, the reason why I loved wheelchair rugby is because I love the intensity of basketball and the similarity it has to basketball, where it's going back and forth, defense, offense, keeping it going all day, every day, not stopping. That's just how my mind flourishes anyways, you know, in this chaotic environment. So anyways, but yeah, so when I lose on the basketball court, I say, man, I'm not mad. I shouldn't be mad right now, maybe a little bit, right? Because I'm a little bit of a competitive guy, right? But also I'm like, every loss is a lesson. I got to learn something. What did I do wrong? What could have gone a little better? How could I have dealt with these trials a little bit better? How could I have done? What could I have done, you know, to have thrived through this instead of losing? Right? What could we have done through 2020, COVID-19 time, that we could have flourished a little more? Should we have spent more time with our kids? Should we have start studying more, focusing on school, focusing on the physical, start working out more? You know what I'm saying? Like at home, build some stuff at home, workout. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always a way if you decide that you're not going to take this loss like to heart. You're going to take it as a lesson, you know, take it like that. It's all about perspective. You know, it's all about an optimistic perspective. Let's not focus.
Yeah, and we don't stay buried there, Mark. One thing I always tell you is don't stay there. Don't stay there. Yeah, we're not going to continue to look back at 2020 and go over and over. It's like, I just thought about, okay, what did it look like? What did I learn? How can I be better? End of story. I am going to enjoy 2021, but I'm also going to plan it, because, you know, good things come to those who wait, but waiting too long, you're going to stay and rotten and stay behind. So, hey, you got to get up, do it, think about it, plan it, do it, and execute it. And we have a lot to do in 2021. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm already, you know, doing it, making the changes I need to be doing in my life, in my profession, in every aspect in my family. You know, I just did a quote a few days ago about how if we want to see changes in the world, we got to start with ourselves. We need to be that change. Right, Carl? Because so many people are just, oh, why the government is not doing this? Why is this group not doing that? No, you know, stop waiting for other people to do things for you. Do it yourself. Get up. Be the change in your family. Start loving your family. Start loving your friends. Make those phone calls that you need to make to let people you know you care, you love. And let's be more forgiving. We have to learn to forgive. Because without forgiving, then we never move on. And without forgiving, it's almost like you are just burying yourself deeper and deeper in the hole when you stay there.
I agree.
Right, Carl? What's your experience on that?
It starts with conversation. That's where it starts. Sit down at the table and we lay it out. Yes. This is how I feel. This is how you feel. And that's how we can come to a common ground to, you know, hey man, let's do it this way. You know what? That works for me. It works for me too. And once we get to that point, everything will be a lot smoother.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
And hey, Carl, I wanna dive deep into this success principle stuff, because we're gonna be writing a book here soon about success principles. So I'm diving deep into the minds of the greats. You know what I'm saying? I think you coming up on being one of the greats, man. Keep it going, man. Keep on training. and you're going to be something big. Whatever it is, wheelchair rugby, public speaker, YouTube content creator, I don't know what's going to happen, but something big's coming for you, Carl. I'm telling you that right now. But just keep
Man,
that.
I receive that, man. I receive it. Thank you.
Yeah, you have that light, Carl, so you got to share it with the world.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. And hey, you're overcoming things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were a little shy before the interview, but hey, look at you shining through and being a confident creator, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was. You know how the nerves do. You get nervous, you're like jittery. It's kind of like when I get ready to play, man, my heart is beating so fast, dude. I used to wear, I shouldn't even tell you this because I know you're a ref, but I'm gonna tell you. So I used to wear these beads. You know those anxiety beads?
Uh-huh.
I used to wear them on right here, bro. Like every time, but I would cover it over my glove. And what I would do was, when I get nervous right for the game, I just rub them. So when you saw me doing this to my glove, that's because I was doing it to the bead, and that helped me calm down. So that's what I used to do, man.
That's smart. That's really smart.
So yeah, I wanna dive into these things, into what. Actually, first I'm gonna read the quote of the day. I was supposed to read at the beginning of the episode, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, here we go.
I got you.
All right, so this is called Overcoming. I wrote this after me and Carl's conversation this morning before the podcast, and it goes like this: a dedication to your preparation creates an understanding of the trail or obstacle in front of you. A deep understanding to the task at hand brings confidence in one's abilities. This confidence gained from the deep understanding shrinks all fears, hesitations, and nervousness. So when I overcome my nervousness, I know I will grow and reap what I sow. I'm getting a little poetic here. I will smile at the thought that I have yet received another opportunity to get better today.
Right. I dig that, man. I like that. Hey, you said something, the main word that stuck out to me, man, was fear. That word has stopped me dead in my tracks because I've been afraid of declines. And I think once you make up in your mind that it's just mental. And I was talking to someone and they said, man, what's the worst that can happen, bro? What's the worst that can happen? You fall? So you're not gonna die. No, you'll just fall. That means you can get back up.
That's right, you get back up.
You know, so you get back up and you try it again. And before you know it, every time you see declines, it won't bother you at all, bro. At all. Yeah. You'll be okay. I think we gotta get that part out of our mind, that fear. Take that fear out, bro, and just go for it. Like babies. Like if you know it's like a baby.
That's right.
Go ahead, Carl. Go finish, Carl. Go.
Carl, finish up. It just
like like a baby, man. When they take off, they start walking, bro. They're fearless. They don't care about falling. They fall, bro. They get right back up. And I think as we get older, we learn fear. So we get scared. But we gotta learn from the babies. Hey, man, just be fearless, bro. Stand up. Go for it. They're not worried about the outcome. All they know is they're trying to get from here to point B. That's it. And that's where we gotta take that from, bro. Like, bro, just stand up and do it. Just do it. Whatever happens in between that, come back, rework it, go back and do it again. My sister-in-law said something great, man. The other night we were talking. She said, there is no plan B, only plan A. And we'll rework plan A as many times as we need to, but there is no plan B. And I was sitting back, I was like, man, I never heard that put like that. Most people say we do plan A, that don't work, we do plan B, we got plan C, and so forth. She's like, no, it's only plan A. That's it.
Yeah, and you know what that means? That means that you will never give up on plan A, because plan A is worth it because it is the righteous path. You know, it's the one. It's what you're passionate about. It's what you should be doing. It's the right thing to do in that moment of time in your life. You know, some of us don't search for that right thing in our life because we're so caught up with distractions, right? Distractions are our biggest enemies. You know, this could be a huge distraction to us if we allow it to.
Yeah.
You know? And we got to use it and not let it use us. You know, I'm speaking facts over here. This is the real talk over here, man.
Bro, it's crazy that you lift up that phone, bro, because I just turned 40 on the 14th.
Oh, happy
February,
birthday.
No, thank you, thank you. And I remember a time when we didn't even have cell phones. So if you wasn't physically there, you did not know. I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. Like, so there was no, I'm gonna take a picture and send everybody, there was no Instagram. So man, you just had to be there, man. But the phones have really become something like an addiction. I'm not gonna lie, I'm addicted to mine too.
Yeah, and we can all find ourselves, and I freaking loved your honesty, by the way. Please keep it coming, because this is how people learn. We got to be honest with each other so we can learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so this can be an addiction if you allow it to be, if you allow it to consume you, rather than you putting things out into the universe, you allowing this to be a tool of creation, a tool of sharing the light, rather than you only just, with lack of a better term, baloneying around, you know, on the phone, instead of actually using it for something that's gonna build your business, build your talents, your gift. You know what I'm saying? You should be doing something worthwhile. You know, let's do something.
I agree, bro.
So it's a reframing of mentality that we have to share with everybody, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree, bro.
And
work on it.
Carl, what you reminded me of in Houston, because of NASA, we used to always tell students, failure is not an option. Well, that was the same for the NASA, for those rockets, because of course we didn't want anything to fail. If not, people were gonna die. But in everyday life, failure is an option. And actually through failure is how we are able to pick ourselves, get ourselves back up, and learn lessons that are priceless. So I changed my thinking as a teacher, that I told my students, you know, it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be 100%, you know, the way it turns out, you know, the way you wanted it, because we learn from those mistakes. And as we learn, we grow and we become better, you know? Exactly. So I love what you were saying about, you know, it's okay. It's okay that things are not always perfect and things are not always going to be, you know, 100%. Fear is one of those things that we fear, because we fear and we get nervous. We don't do things. We're scared. So guess what? It's okay. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to have fear. When I first started teaching, I remember my knees would shake up, and I was in front of kids, but I would be so scared because I was afraid to say the wrong thing. I told my students every year, you are part of my family this year. So I literally would take that very serious. My job was very serious, and I didn't want to hurt them. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So I was very careful what I was saying. But of course, with time, I got better at it. I don't know what to say, what not to say, and you get polished. So through those fears, through those moments of nervousness, we grow and we become better human beings. So I think it's good. It's okay to have those bad feelings, you know, at the very beginning.
You know what, man? I was talking with my sister-in-law. This was like, I believe it was Saturday, and we were talking about that. And she was telling me how they started doing like advertisements and things like that for a bank. And she was saying that they didn't have the proper tools to cut the paper, so she used a X-Acto knife to do it. And I said, well, were you like kind of like, you know, like worried about whether yours was gonna look like the way it should look compared to others that, like, you know, have big companies doing it? And she was like, no, because I know who I am. And she started talking that talk, and she was like, you know, I believe in me, and no one can beat you at being you. Be the best version of you, and let the world see you.
Yes.
And it hit so hard. I'm like, man, you know, that's what we're missing nowadays. Instagram makes us feel like we got to be perfect, and no one is perfect. When no one is perfect, no one has the perfect body, no one has perfect teeth, nothing is perfect.
No.
But you can be the perfect version of yourself, and you can let the world see that, hey, this is me. Yes. And I'm happy to be me.
And that's how you share your life, by being you.
Exactly.
That's exactly why we like to promote the Shine podcast, because people think, oh, you have to be perfect to shine a light. No, God gave us a light inside of us. We all have that little light. And then you just glow and share your gifts, share your beliefs, whatever, you know, your gifts are, or your light. You know, it might be that you're good at just giving good advice, or you're good at art, or you're good at the WheelChair Rugby, you know, you're shining your light over there. You're a great athlete, and you're not afraid, and that transfers on to people who you never know. Like, who would have thought that when I was there, I was gonna get cancer that next year? But you know what? I always thought of you guys, like how the energy that I felt there, and how you guys didn't give up. You were still, no matter what the obstacles were, you guys were there 100% and having fun. And that's what I saw, fun and good energy. So I always thought of all the people that crossed my path during my battle. And I was like, you know, in life, there's no excuses. It's all about what we're thinking and what we're feeling in our heart. And that's how we share our light with others. You know, if we might be even on a deathbed. I've seen people on their deathbed and everybody's crying around them. And they're like, hey, stop crying. I'm getting ready to go to heaven. I'm getting ready to see my brothers and my sisters. You know,
Right.
Their attitude is a light. Well, we're over here crying and sad, of course, because we don't want to lose that person. But that person is ready because they live a good life. They have no regrets. So I think that's how we should live. That's how we should overcome all these obstacles. Is do what you think is right in your heart. Always be humble and kind, because you know you also don't want to come across being arrogant or saying, you know, I'm doing this because I'm the best and I am, you know, the smart. You know, with those little attitudes, you can't do that either. Be humble, be kind, and then God shows you, you know, the road or the journey along the way.
Yeah, Ma, I gotta agree with a lot of what you said, but at the same time, I heard, in honor of Black History Month, you know, just today's February 2nd, you know, so we're here. It's the beginning.
Yes.
So I wanna pay homage and honor Mr. the greatest Muhammad Ali. I wanna say shout out to him. You know, I've been studying him a lot lately and all the civil rights movements, things that he dove into later in his life. You know, he was the greatest boxer of all time, but then he also used that leverage to give back in his communities, give back to other countries. He would fly and talk to kings and queens and governments and try to make peace with people. And I heard a story yesterday that he would show up to schools and that were having gang fights, and he'd show up and talk to both gangs and unite them and say, we don't need to fight. You know what I mean? So it was really big stuff what he was doing. And I just want to say, like, we need to be superheroes too. You know, Black people, white people, Mexican people, all of us, we all have to be superheroes in our communities. You know, whatever color you are, we all have to play our part. We all have to be our best version of ourselves so we can inspire others and we can enjoy the ride, you know? Because if without those couple things and these success principles, life ain't gonna be as fun as it should be, and we're gonna have regrets.
Yeah, and you know what, Carl? One of the things I had to share at the schools was a lot of times we think of Black History Month as only being from Africa. But of course, the roots started in Africa. But there's many of us that are people of color, Asians, Indians, Hispanics, Latinos. We're people of color. But then I was reading a new description of people with color. Is anybody really? It's a variety of colors. People of color is all colors. So I thought that was powerful.
Right.
Because really, a lot of people think, oh, that doesn't include whites. No, people of color is all of us. We're all different shades. That's it. That's all. But we're all beautiful and we're all the same in so many levels. What is happening, or what used to happen, people thought, you know, a certain color was better than another color, and that's how people started getting into these dilemmas, right? But we're all people of color. Everybody. You know, there's no one shade.
My take on that is for me to remove it. Remove it. And
exactly.
If you cut me, all you're gonna get is blood. Same when they cut you. Same when they cut someone else. Let's remove it. I think everything that goes along with race and all that creates division.
Exactly.
And we just keep dividing one another. So now, you know, that's where the issues come in. Bro, let's just say it's one thing. We're all human. That's it.
Yes, we gotta celebrate that diversity, and we gotta celebrate our differences. Like, that's all we need to focus on, celebrating the culture, the food, the variety of hats we all wear, you know.
Yes.
And that's how I wanted Mark to grow up like that, because we lived in an area that was very multicultural in the southwest side of town. But at the same time, there were some sections that were very divided. And so I happened to be kind of in a line where I could have gone either way, you know? And I said, I am not going to do that. I am going to celebrate all of my students. I'm going to celebrate all of my friends. I'm going to celebrate everybody, because God made all of us, period.
That's
We're
true.
all the same.
That's true.
That we all have different gifts. We all have different talents. Yes. But we all are made, created equal. So when we just, instead of dividing the lines and making all these nonsense dividers, is, hey, let's just unite and celebrate. Let's celebrate the music. Let's celebrate the culture. Let's celebrate the food. And that's how we're able to unite and then be friends with everybody. I mean, we, as a family, we welcome everyone. We don't say, oh, we don't even say the word where they're from, the race. We just say, hey, they're friends.
Sure. Hey, time out right there. Give me 1 second. So we're gonna go on a short break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to Shine. We are having this amazing discussion about overcoming fear, obstacles, nervousness, anything that gets in your way. You know, you got to learn to overcome it by what? By letting your shine and your glow get you through it. Like Mark always says, don't just what?
Don't just lose, but you got to learn from the loss.
Yeah, and grow through it. Grow through it. Every experience that life gives you, you know, every opportunity every failure is an opportunity for us to learn and become better human beings. We are also talking about celebrating Black History Month. A shout out to all of our friends from all walks of life, from all the different colors. I'm always all about celebrating everyone, being inclusive, and also focusing on how to be more equitable, you know, so we can all just do what is right and include everyone, not just a certain race or a certain color. And like Carl said earlier, let's not even say those words. Let's just welcome everybody with love, with respect, with integrity, and do what's right, you know? And let's unite and be the best person we can be. Be the best you can be. When you start with yourself, then you're going to be able to give more and receive more from others. So, Carl, what's your message for our podcast today? What message would you like to give everyone on this podcast?
To be bold.
What would be your final thought? Your final message?
Just to be bold. Just to be bold.
Ooh, I
be
love
bold,
that.
man. Speak bold. Stand bold. Stand with your head high, and be proud of who you are. We live in a time where everybody want to be someone else, and just love on yourself. You know, I told myself, man, I'm going to love on myself. That means I'm going to put beard all on my body. I mean, on my face, on my beard real good. And, you know, just do my nails and all that stuff. Because let me say something, man. There's nothing wrong with getting your nails done. No. There's nothing wrong with it. That's a wonderful feeling. But I mean, like, just loving yourself, taking care of yourself, you know. Mm-hmm. That's my, I want everyone to do that, man. And also be bold. Speak boldly. Let the world hear your voice. You know?
I love it.
Use your voice, speak up, you know what I'm saying? Carry yourself, you know, even if you feel fear. That's a big message I wanted to talk about on this show is the only difference between the hero and the coward is they both have the fear in that situation of trial. The only difference is that the hero showed up and conquered his darn fear instead of cowering away like the coward did, right? And running away and quitting, right? That's the only difference from the coward.
Yeah. Hey man, I made that decision, bro. I don't quit, bro. I don't quit, bro. In the game, we can be getting beat down, bro. I'm not gonna quit, bro. I'm not gonna quit, bro. That's one thing you can guarantee with me, bro. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. Uh-huh. Hey man, I think what I've been through, losing my legs at an early age, 11 months, and living to be 30. I mean 30, and then you get into 40 and all that type of stuff, man. I learned, bro, that if I can beat this, I can beat anything in the world, bro. I can do whatever. It don't matter what it is, bro. I can do
That's right.
anything. So why should I limit myself? Why should I quit? You know what I mean? That just, no, there's no quitting. At this point, there is no quitting at all. I'm gonna rock this thing out, and I'm gonna teach my kids, man, when you come up against something that you don't understand or you think it's hard, push through. And if it don't work, look at everything you did, go back. Okay, let me adjust it here. Let me adjust it. Okay, let me tweak this part. Go back and do it again.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And there's one big thing there that I wanna really nail on, which is the internal dialogue that you have with yourself. You know, whatever you're telling yourself regarding that situation. So like, oh no, I'm so scared. I don't think I could do it. But you don't let that voice stop you. You say, I believe in myself. I can do it. You got to shift the dialogue in your head. You know, once you start shifting the dialogue, over time, little by little, brick by brick, you're going to build that house. And that house is confident. You're going to build confidence with yourself. Once you start conquering those mental barriers that we all face every darn day.
Exactly, bro.
I don't want to do my homework. Show up. Do it. You're not going to fail
Exactly,
again.
bro.
You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to pass. You got to win. Eventually, you might have lost the battle last semester, but hey, Mark, you can win this semester. You don't have to give up. The show ain't over.
That's right.
Exactly. I totally agree, man. Bro, I just look at life different, bro. And please, who's ever watching this, don't get it misconstrued. Hey, bro, I done been there. I know what it's like to feel depressed, to want to commit suicide. I know all that. But what I can tell you this, it gets better.
It gets better. That's right.
The longer you keep going, the more you try, it's going to get better. And I promise you, you'll look back on it and say, man, I felt some way last month, but I don't feel that way today. And if I can feel that way last month and still be here today, then that's going to show me I can go through anything.
Yeah.
Anything. I
That's
think
right.
we all are each other's motivation. I go to West Grade, man, and I might be feeling down like, bro, I don't like that I don't have any legs and my arms in this here. And I go in there and I look at the guys that are in the chairs. I'm like, bro, they wish they could put on prosthetics. So you're blessed to be able to do that. Be thankful for that. And there's someone who's walking or who's in a motorized wheelchair who wish that they could play wheelchair rugby. So those guys that are in the chairs that I'm looking at, they're also blessed. And there's guys that can't see at all. So we can use each other as motivation. Like, yo, bro, there's a reason to be thankful every single day. Even though it doesn't seem like it, there's a reason.
Yes.
And I have 4 kids. I have a wife. I have done things that I would never think I would be able to do. And the crazy part is, I'm just getting started.
Woo! That's awesome.
That's it.
Yes.
Just getting started.
And that's a beautiful feeling. I admire you, Carl. I love your tenacity. I love your spirit. Since the moment I met you through Alexis, I could feel your energy. And I know a lot of times we never get a chance to see people again. So I'm honored to get to see you this time through the podcast. But you also inspired me in my toughest time. You didn't even know it, right? And all of you inspire me. Because Alexis took me to that great, what's it, in the Gray Street? What's it called? Montrose, the Montrose Community Center. I was so inspired there by so many people. So we never know, you know, who can we inspire because we're staying with that positive attitude. We're not showing any fear, even though we're mad or we might be having a bad day, but you're out there playing the game and people are watching. So in real life, people are watching us and they might get inspired and we didn't even know it. So I want to end today's show by just saying thank you for sharing your light. Thank you for being on our podcast. Continue to be a light in the world because you're shining so bright. You should never stop that light from shining, Carl. So you have 4 beautiful kids that I know get inspired through your light as well. Just as my little one got inspired years ago and here he is doing a podcast with me. Never give up. And if there's parents out there who are afraid, you know, don't be afraid. Fill your kids with positive words, positive energy, because you are going to inspire them to be the best they can be. So they're depending on you. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. Like you said, you guys were saying, continue to shine your light. And you know what? If you don't like something, change it, because we do have that power to turn the page, change the channel, and just change our attitude. I had to change my attitude this year because of some things that happened last year. But you know what? Once I change my attitude, I'm doing great things, and the universe is blessing me because I started, guess what, Carl, by writing those things I was thankful for. And the moment you start being grateful and thankful, then the shower of more blessings come your way. So start by putting down those things that you are grateful for. Thank for the small little things, because then the bigger things are gonna shower your journey, your destiny. So again, thank you for being with us.
Almost definitely. Let's
continue to shine bright. Mark, any last words?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Let's keep it going. So look, maybe my connection's not doing too well, but my last words, I want to say, you know, practical advice. I want to say, if you're conquering your fears and you're going through it, you know, we go through our fears every day. Things are holding us back every day. There's gravity pulling us down every day, but we got to push up through it. You know, that's why how important posture is. Let's fight gravity even, you know, so we're not shriveled over. Let's keep our posture right. You know, everything counts, you know, our attitude, our internal dialogue. What are we telling ourselves? Are we telling ourselves, man, that was dumb what I just did? Or are we saying, man, I could have done better there. How can I be better next time? You know, it's all about perspective. So let's keep a positive one. Let's keep uplifting each other. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I had to reach out to Carl because that's a guy I was really, I really admired whenever I got into the wheelchair rugby stuff. And we just interviewed Miss Tina. And I was like, wow, who is next? And Carl came to my mind. I don't know if it was a whisper from above or a divine intervention or if it was just a lovely coincidence. But I'm glad we got to have this conversation, Mr. Carl. Until next time.
Hey, bro, thank you for having me, bro. Like I said, man, we can do it anytime you want to do it, bro. I'm so grateful and so honored to be on the show, man. And I just want to be a blessing to others and let them see, hey, man.
You are.
It's not that bad, bro. It's not bad. Trust me. I tell my son that all the time. It's not that bad. You think it's that bad, but it's not that bad, baby. Right now, it may be like the worst time in your mind, but hey, trust me. A couple days from now, you'll feel a whole lot better. And when I was talking to my sister-in-law, quick story on her. She told me what happened to her. She's like totally blind in one eye, and she can only see 40% in the other eye. And she's having kidney issues. So, you know, I was receiving that from her, like, okay, how does she feel? And she was telling me, when I go into a room, I still feel like I'm that person before all this happened. And I don't think no less of myself. And I walk in, I feel like I'm beautiful. I'm the best looking person in the room. And I'm still sexy. And I'm sitting back and I'm listening to this and I'm taking it in and I'm like, man, you know what? I feel God puts people in the right moment at the right place for you to hear the right thing when you need to hear it. And I needed to hear that. And it made me feel so good. It's like, yo, if she feels this way, why can't I? Why can't we all walk somewhere and just say, hey, I'm okay with being me. And I want the world to see how beautiful I am. And I took that, man, I ran with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm living by that every day. From now on, I don't care what happens. I don't care anything that comes on, I'm gonna fight it. And I'm not gonna let it kill my mood. And remain positive, and I'm gonna enjoy life. Because that's what I was put here to do.
That's right. And that's, you know, one thing that works for us in our home is we are surrounded by positive words, positive messages. So either go buy some positive messages. Nowadays, they have them everywhere, made of wood, made of metal, made of different things. And if not, then make your own or paint them. get the kids all together, do a little get together with the kids, and have everybody write words they love and they would like to see around the house, and you know, and put them there. One in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom, one in the anywhere, you know, in the attic, because when you're feeling down and you turn around, you see that word you put on there last week, a month ago, or a year ago, you're like, wow, I need to change my channel and be grateful and be thankful, and yeah. So discover the power of words, put them all around your house.
Yeah, that's some practical advice. I mean, I have some stuff right here. I read it every time I'm in a podcast. Be a light, be a light. I'm just thinking all day, you know, I'm thinking this stuff. I put it there very subtly too. It's not even too obvious, right? So it's just a subtle reminder. You know, you got that T-shirt on. That's another success. What's the? Like,
oh yeah, man! Shout out to you.
I love your T-shirt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to my boy, my best friend, man, Dustin Coates, man. He makes these shirts. This is actually his shirt. Shout out to him, man. I'm about to send you a link so
you can wear the messages. You're wearing it.
Yeah. So we'll definitely do that. Hey, y'all go check out Carl's social media. I can't wait to play wheelchair rugby with you coming soon and having another interview like this. Maybe we'll make some new content. Next meeting, hopefully it's in person. How about that? Well, let's declare that right now. So yeah, let's do that.
Virtual fist bump.
Yes, fist bump on social media, guys. Man. Let's all do a fist bump. Yes, Mark, you too. Well, it's time to go, but again, thank you again for just joining us. And like we told you, Carl, we admire you. Keep that light shining. Don't give up, and just let's continue to be thankful for all of the blessings that we do have. From smallest to largest, and that would just fill us up with the energy that's going to be needed for us to overcome the next obstacles that come our way. So until next time, remember to shine bright, be a light in the world, celebrate diversity, celebrate all the beautiful people in the world, because life is what we make it. So we got to make it grand by celebrating each other and being supported to one another. So until next time, we'll see you soon. Hasta luego.
Adios, everybody. Thanks for coming on again, Carl. Take care, guys. Conquer your fears. Woo!
Hey, thanks for having me, bro. Love y'all, man.
Bye, Carl.
Hey, man, we love you too, Carl.
Lift your spirit up and shine.
Hey, cut. Good episode, guys. Take care. Hey, take care of your kids, Carl. See you soon.
Dude, hey, Mark, I'm glad you said something, bro, because I was feeling like leading the whole conversation.
Yeah, man. Hey, good job, guys. That was